Today I'll be showing you the Alaska pins that I purchased on my recent Alaskan cruise. It was a 7-day cruise and we stopped at 5 or 6 different ports, and at these ports I found pins. So I'll be showing you 18 Alaska themed pins as well as some pictures and video of some of the cool things I saw on my trip. So let's take a look at the pins. So the first pin I'll show you is this Alaskan cruise pin, because I went on an Alaskan cruise, had to get an Alaskan cruise pin. So this one, I really like the background behind the Alaskan cruise words, and it has the ship. Looks like it's in kind of one of the inside passages up there, and there's the sun coming up back here. Very cool pin. So our cruise was a 7-night cruise, and it left from Seattle, and it went up to different places in Alaska: Juneau, Glacier Bay, Sitka, Ketchikan. Stopped really quick at Victoria on the way back, and then we came back to Seattle. But really fun. So the cruise line that we were on was the Holland America Line, and the ship was the Eurodam. So I've never been on a cruise before, so this ship seemed super big to me, but apparently it is one of the smaller ships out there. And I got this Holland America Line pin. They sold this at the gift shop on the ship. So they're celebrating 150 years. And then the other Holland America pin that I got was this one. And this one's Holland America Line Alaska. And this, my son won at one of the competitions. They have lots of different competitions on the ship. And we all did a basketball competition, and he won the horse game. So this is what he won. So that's pretty cool. Our first stop was Juneau in Alaska, and we went to the Mendenhall Glacier. We couldn't get super close to it, but you could see it way out there. But that waterfall off to the right, we did walk down to there on a little trail and got a little bit closer to that. At the gift shop, they do have this really cool picture that shows the glacier through the years, and you can see in that upper left corner there in the 1950s, it was taking up most of the lake, and then you can kind of see through the years on how far it's scaled back. They did have some pins in the gift shop, but at that time I wasn't getting pins. I wasn't planning on doing a pin video, but then I decided later, so I didn't get any pins for the Mendenhall Glacier. So the next pin I'll show you is this Glacier Bay pin. So this was my favorite place to see on the cruise. So if you're going to go on an Alaskan cruise, make sure your ship goes to Glacier Bay. So I had to get this pin, and this pin's actually one of these kinds of pins. But I didn't know that until I bought it. Yeah, so you got the whale tail there. It says Glacier Bay, Alaska. So we woke up the next day and we stepped out onto the balcony, and we were super close to the shoreline. The water was a little different color. It was like kind of a bluish green and very, very calm. And then all of a sudden, some ice chunks started to show up in the water, just a little at a time, and then a bunch. And then we could see seals out on those ice chunks, and we watched them for a little bit, going from ice chunk to ice chunk. And then right behind them was the glacier, and little pieces were falling off the glacier, which was really cool to see. And I did catch one big piece falling off right here. Oh, wow. So we watched that for a while. It was pretty cold out there, but when you have stuff to look at, it was pretty fun. And then just after Glacier Bay, we went to Icy Strait Point, and that was very cool. It's kind of a port that opens only when cruise ships are there, and so it's very it has a very like resort kind of feel to it. It's not a living town or anything like that. So I had a lot of fun here. We got some lunch or dinner, I forget which one. Did a lot of shopping, and this is where I first found pins, and this is when I started to collect the pins and thought of an Alaska pin video. We saw a lot of animals on our trip. We saw bears, eagles, sea otters, and sea lions like these guys right here. They said that they like to stay on these buoys because the metal retains the heat more than the rocks, so they're staying on here to keep warm. So I did get some animal pins, and this one is a whale pin. Love the design of this one. It's got the whale, blue. I like his eye too. It's really cool. And then I also got an eagle. I like the design of both of these. I got these at the same place. And then another one I got, which I thought was interesting, was it's a wooden pen. This one says I Heart Alaska. Yeah, it's made out of wood. Very cool. So I thought that was pretty cool. And we did see at Sitka, which was our next stop, we did see a bear. We were supposed to go do some whale watching, but the weather was so bad that the whales weren't really out there. So we went down to a salmon hatchery, and that's where we saw a bear off the shore. I mean, obviously they're going to find some fish there. And then I found a bear on the other side who actually caught a fish, which was pretty cool. It was kind of cool to see the salmon jumping out of the water, especially some of them went pretty high. Our next stop was Ketchikan, Alaska, and I really liked this town. We went to see the lumberjack show. So we saw that. I couldn't get any video there, but there was a few pictures of the lumberjack show. And this is where I found most of my pins. They had a shopping area called Creek Street, and they had just tons and tons and tons of shops. And so I got this Ketchikan, Alaska pin. Thought that one was pretty cool. And then I saw another one that I also liked. Look at that price, $350. It'd be nice if Disney pins were like that, right? So I thought that one was pretty cool too. And then I saw another one, which was a bear print, which I thought was pretty cool because we did see a couple of bears on our trip. So I'm gonna get a bear pin. So at the one big souvenir shop in Ketchikan, it was kind of our last chance in Alaska to get Alaska pins. They had tons of pins. So I got a lot of different, just kind of regular Alaska pins. So this was the Alaska license plate. And then this is the shape of the state of Alaska with the part of the Alaska state flag in there. I thought those two were cool. They just had a ton there, so I bought a lot of different ones. Couldn't decide on which one I liked better on this one, so I ended up with both. So we have one that has the moose and one has the eagle. Just love the colors in these ones. So I guess they do say something different. The Last Frontier and the Land of the Midnight Sun. So I got both of those. There's another Alaska pin, Explore Alaska. It's a compass. This one's kind of nice. It kind of bumps up a little bit. Kind of hard to see there, but yeah, that's a pretty cool pin. Also got this one. This might be my favorite one. You know, sometimes I like these simple colored pins. So you have the Last Frontier, and it's just kind of a drawing. A little cabin out there, and a moose, mountains, and you got the aurora up top. Thought that was a very cool pin. And then the last pin I'll show you is this one here with the whale, because we actually ended up seeing a whale. It was on our way back. We were almost in Victoria, British Columbia, and when we were eating dinner, a whale was just going crazy out there in the water. So everybody in the dining room stood up, went to the windows, were taking video and pictures, and it was pretty cool. Those were the Alaska pins that I brought back from my Alaskan cruise. I think these will make a really good Alaska pin board when I put them all together on a board. So that'll be pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Alaska pins that I got on my recent cruise, as well as seeing some of the highlights from my trip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.